What is up, YouTube? I know I haven't uploaded in a while, so it's been a month or so. Today I figured why not change it up. I feel like a lot of YouTubers don't do this. So today's video is going to be me reading this book that I got for $1 at a yard sale. You'll be surprised on what you could find on a yard sale. Like last time I found this book. Let me show you. Found this book right here. It pretty much goes deep into, like, okay, for example, if you dream gold right here. Shit, pages fell out. I don't know if you can see it, but hopefully you can read that. You can pause the video. So yeah, if you ever want to look for golden books, you should go to a freaking yard sale, because you never know what you can find. Anyways, today we're going to read Epic, the Story of God is Telling. I know a lot of you aren't religious or believe in God or a God, but I figured why not read it. So I'm gonna start where I left off on page 54. There is only 104 pages to the book, so it's a pretty short book. But anyways, we're gonna start in Act 3. Okay. Trust me in this one thing. God says to us, I have given the entire earth to you for your joy. Explore it, awaken it, take care of it for me, and I have given you one another for love and romance and friendship. You shall be my intimate allies, but on this one matter you must trust me. Trust that my heart for you is good, that I am withholding this for a reason. Do not eat of the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, or you will die. And this is where our story takes a tragic turn. Oh my God, I remember leaving off here. I was actually reading this part in the laundromat, and I just left off here now that I remember. Okay, let's see. Paradise Lost. Now that the serpent was more crafty than any of the wild animals the Lord God had made, he said to the woman, did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden? The woman said to the serpent, we may eat fruit from the trees in the garden, but God did say, you must not eat fruit from the tree that is in the middle of the garden, and you must not touch it or you will die. Okay, first of all, why would God make a tree you're not supposed to even interact with in the middle of the Garden of Eden? Let me know in the comments below. Because, like, I don't know, that seems weird. But anyways, let's move on. You will not surely die, the serpent said to the woman. You will not surely die. Okay. Didn't God say, if you eat this, you die? This guy's lying, bro. The serpent, this little snake, is lying. Anyways, moving forth. For God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be open, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. Okay, like God, okay. This guy is tripping. When the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye, and also desired for gaining wisdom, she took some and ate it. She also gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate it. Genesis 3:1-6. Chapter 3, verse 1 through 6. Yo, this kind of reminds me of One Piece. Like, you know how if someone eats the devil fruit, you gain power, knowledge, or whatever, parallels to the Bible, but you can't swim. Isn't that a little funny? Because supposedly there's a conspiracy theory that Satan is casted down on the ocean. That's why NASA started off exploring the sea instead of the space. I feel like this whole NASA thing with bro, I gotta take a shit, but this whole NASA with space exploration that costs billions and billions of dollars, it's kind of just like a huge pyramid scheme, because I'm pretty sure someone discovered something down there in the ocean, and they're just too scared, and then they went up. They found the devil, they're trying to find God now. Anyways, that's just my little what I think. Not this is not in the book, but evil was lurking in that garden. The mighty angel had once been glorious as well, more glorious than we. I gotta pause it here, guys. I gotta take a shit. I'll be right back. Alright, guys, I'm back. I'm taking a shit. I feel way better, way more relaxed. So before I start, let me take a sip of water. Evil was lurking in that garden. That mighty angel had once been glorious as well, more glorious than we. He was, if you recall, captain of the Lord's armies, beautiful and powerful beyond compare. But he rebelled against his Creator, led a great battle against the forces of heaven, and was cast down, banished but not destroyed. He waited in the shadows for an opportunity to take his revenge. You must understand, the evil one hates God, hates anything that reminds him of the glory of God, wherever it exists. Unable to overthrow the mighty one, he turned his sights on those who bore his image. Satan came into the garden and whispered to Adam and Eve, and in them to all of us, "You cannot trust the heart of God. He's holding out on you. You got to take matters under your control." He sowed the seed of mistrust in our hearts. He tempted us to seize control. Whoa, that's deep. Page 53, 56, not 53. It's the same lie he is using in your life today. By the way, trusting God is way too risky. You're far too valuable, too vulnerable. Rewrite the story. Give yourself a better part. Arrange for your own happiness. Disregard him. End quote. The evil one lied to us about where true life was found, and we believed him. God gave us the wondrous world as our playground, and he told us to enjoy it fully and freely. Yet despite his extravagant generosity, we had to reach for the one forbidden thing. We had to reach for the one forbidden thing. And at that moment, something in our hearts shifted. We reached, and in our reaching, we fell from grace. Whoa! What? That's so deep. So Helen betrayed Melanovis in her native Greece and ran off to Troy with her lover. So Edmund betrayed his brothers and sisters, and all Narnia and joined sides with the White Witch. So Cypher betrayed Neo and Morpheus in the last free world. So Korra fell into the hands of Magua. I don't know how to pronounce this word. So Boromir betrayed the Fellowship. So the Titanic struck an iceberg. Our glory faded, as Milton said, faded so soon. Something has gone wrong with the human race, and we know it. Better said, something has gone wrong within the human race. It doesn't take a theologian or a psychologist to tell you that. Read a newspaper, spend a weekend with your relatives, pay attention to the movements of your own heart in a single day. Most of the misery we suffer on this planet is a fruit of the human heart gone bad. This glorious treasure has been stained, marred, infected, and sin enters the story and spreads like a computer virus. By the 6th chapter of Genesis, our downward spiral has reached the point where God Himself couldn't bear it any longer. The Lord saw how great man's wickedness on the earth had become, and that every inclination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil all the time. The Lord was grieved that He had made man on the earth, and His heart was filled with pain. That's a verse in Genesis chapter 6, verse 5 and through 6. Any honest person knows this. We know we are not what we were meant to be. Wait, what? We know we are not what we were meant to be. I don't know what that means. If we stop shifting the blame for just a moment, stop trying to put the onus on some other person or policy or race. Jews. Oh, he's talking about Jews. He doesn't want to say Jews. If we'll take a naked and frank assessment of ourselves, well then, most of us will squirm and dodge and admit that perhaps we fall a bit short. If we're truly honest, we'll confess that we have it in us to be the beast, the wicked stepsister, Scrooge. Most of the world religions concord on this point. It's not just the obvious evils like murder and racism and betrayal. Each of us is fraught with fears and suspicions and petty jealousies. We are, above all else, self-centered, the very opposite of how the Trinity lives. You have loved God with your heart, soul, mind, and strength. You have loved your neighbor as yourself? Question mark. Neither have I. We all fall on the most essential virtue of all, the virtue of Eden. We fail when it comes to loving. Douglas Coupland wrote in Life After God, now here is my secret. I will tell it to you with an openness of heart that I doubt I shall never, ever achieve again. So I pray you are in a quiet room as you hear these words. My secret is that I need God, that I am sick and can no longer make it alone. I need God to help me give because I no longer seem capable of giving. To help me be kind as I no longer seem capable of kindness. To help me love as I seem beyond able to love. Something has gone wrong. We know that much. Whatever else we know, whatever else our convictions may be, we know that something has gone terribly wrong with the world, with us, with life. Haven't you ever wondered, if only for a moment, why life comes nowhere close to the desires that are written in your heart? Where are the beauty, intimacy, and adventure? Okay, I got an answer for that question. You gotta go explore the world. No one else is gonna tell you that, but I am, because I'm so smart. I'm just kidding. All right, let's move forth. Why can't we make these things last? The poet George Herbert declared, "I cried when I was born, and every day shows why." Dear God, what happened to our world? Things fall apart. The center cannot hold. Mere anarchy is loosed upon the world. The blood-damned tide is loose, and everywhere the ceremony of innocence is drowned. By W.B. Yeats. Ding! The Second Coming. Captivity and rescue. The ship has gone down. Coruscant has fallen to the empire. Rome burns. Winter has come to Narnia. Something is rotten in the state of Denmark. Longshanks has enslaved Scotland. Commodus has committed murder, and Rome has fallen under the rule of the most wicked emperor ever. This is where most stories take up their tale. The kingdom has been overthrown, paradise has been lost. Evil holds sway, or it is gathering on the borders of the land, ready to make its final move. Frodo barely makes it out the Shire, I don't know how to say that, with his life and the ring of power. The 9 black riders across the river on Midsummer's Eve and are hunting down the little hobbit with deadly intent. The future of Middle-earth stands on the edge of a knife. In the first of another trilogy, Neo is awakened from the death sleep of the Matrix to discover that the world he thought was real is actually a massive deception cast upon the human race to keep them prisoners. He comes to see that he has lived a lie his entire life. That in fact he is not free at all, but a slave of a great evil power. Or as the scripture has it, the whole world is under control of the evil one. John 5:19. Darth Vader just about has the universe under his fist when a pair of droids fall into the hands of Luke Skywalker. Luke has no idea what is unfolding, what remarkable deeds have been done on his behalf, or what will be required of him in the battle to come. Sitting in a sandstone hut with old Ben Kenobi, he does not know this is the great Jedi Obi-Wan Kenobi. Luke discovers the secret message from the princess. Quote, "This is our most desperate hour. Help me. Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope." End quote. Messages are also being sent from the grand ship undone by an iceberg. Titanic is going down, and not everyone is going to make it. But wait, consider also this. Every great story has a rescue. Jack will come rescue Rose. William Wallace will rise up to rescue Scotland. Luke Skywalker will rescue the princess, then the free peoples of the universe. Neil's father rescues him. I need to watch The Matrix, because I don't remember that. Nathaniel rescues beautiful Cora. Not just once, but twice. Neo breaks the power of the Matrix and sets a captive world free. Aslan comes to rescue Narnia. Aslan. I could name 1,000 more. Why does every great story have a rescue? Because yours does. On the day Adam and Eve fell from grace, they ran off and hid in the bushes. And God came looking for them. He called to Adam, "Where are you?" Thus began the long and painful story of God's pursuit of mankind. Though we betrayed him and fell into the hands of the evil one, God did not abandon us. Even a quick read of the Old Testament would be enough to convince you that rescue is God's plan. First with Noah, then with Abraham, and then with the nation Israel. You see God looking for a people who will turn to him from the heart, be his intimate allies once more. The dramatic archetype is the Exodus, where God goes to war against the Egyptian taskmasters to set his captive people free. For 400 years they have been languished in a life of despair. Suddenly blood, hail, locusts, darkness, death, plague after plague descends on Egypt like the blows of some unrelenting axe. Pharaoh releases his grip, but only for a moment. The fleeing slaves are pinned against the Red Sea when Egypt makes a last charge, hurtling down on them in chariots. God drowns those soldiers in the sea, every last one of them. Standing in shock and joy on the opposite shore, the Hebrews proclaim the Lord is a warrior. God is a warrior. He has come to rescue us. And about 1 day later, they are complaining. They don't like the food, they don't like the water, the journey of freedom is too hard, they want to go back to Egypt. Rescuing the human heart is the hardest mission in the world. The dilemma of the story is this: we don't know if we want to be rescued. We are so enamored with our small stories and our false gods. We are so bound up in our addictions and our self-centeredness and take it for granted unbelief that we don't even know how to cry out for help. And the evil one has no intention of letting his captives walk away scot-free. He seduces us, deceives us, assaults us whenever it takes to keep us in darkness. When you read the prophets of the Old Testament, as Yancey said, you get a glimpse into what it feels like to be God. Quotes. This is a quote I'm about to say, okay? Well, actually, it doesn't have quotes. Alright, let me read this. I long to be gracious to you. You are precious and honored in my sight, because I love you. But you are the offspring of adulterers. You have made your bed on a high and lofty hill, forsaking me. You uncovered your bed, you climbed into it and opened it wide. You have been false to me. From Isaiah. I remember the devotion of your youth, how as a bride you loved me. What fault did you find in me that you strayed so far from me. You are a swift she-camel running here and there, sniffing the wind in her craving. In her heat, who can resist her? Should I not punish them for this? Should I not avenge myself? I have loved you with an everlasting love. I have drawn you with loving kindness. What have I done to make you hate me so much? From Jeremiah. I will answer to you according to your idols, in order to recapture your heart. From Ezekiel. God is filled with the jealousy of a wounded lover. He has been betrayed time and time again. Like a woman bound to an affair from which she cannot get free, like a man so corrupted he no longer knows his own name, the human race is captive in the worst way possible. We are captives of the heart. Their hearts are always going astray. Hebrews 3:10. I have a question. Like, I know it's talking about the human heart and stuff, but at what point does it mean you're going astray? Let me know in the comments. The challenge God faces is rescuing a people who have no idea how captive they are, no real idea how desperate they are. We know we long for Eden, but we hesitate to give ourselves back to God in abandoned trust. We are captive by the lies of our enemy, but God has something up his sleeve. I think this is where I'm going to stop. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you want me to continue finishing this book. I'm almost done. Yeah. Thank you for watching.